Welcome back, Geekrs, to episode 24 of the Comic Guys podcast with your incredible hosts, Angel and Kevin, coming to you straight out of the multiverse of geekness with a brand new episode for you. And if you are enjoying our very amazing content and want more, you can follow us on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram at the Comic Guys podcast. And if you like to watch our podcast, see our beautiful, handsome faces, you can check us out on YouTube. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and hit that notification so you guys know when our videos be dropping. And always, well, I'm sorry. And as always, you can listen to us wherever you get your podcasts, especially Spotify and Apple Podcasts. But before we get started, Kevin, what is going on?
Good, bro. Good. I'm really excited to talk to you today, man. Like we were both kind of planning, we were both planning this episode, and man, I can't wait to get into everything that we're gonna talk about.
Oh man, it
But
was
I'm also, I know. There's so much good stuff. It's amazing, man. It's amazing. But besides that, the same old. How about you, Ben? How you been? How have you
man.
been?
I just
Sorry.
been good, man. Like you, I've been seeing all this news dropping, all these things, and I'm like, oh man, like I wanted to call you, and be like, yo, can we do this earlier? Like, because all these news that were dropping, and it was just like incredible. I was feeling like you, and I just wanted to talk about it because so much news, man. Ugh.
So much. Actually, you've been watching a couple shows recently, like, and I think you told me about this show, and I've been watching it. I think they're coming out with a season two. All of Us Are Dead. I've been watching the first season, and man, that show has really been like
Oh
blowing
my
my mind how
god,
good
bro!
how good of a zombie show that is,
It
man. It's
was
it's crazy.
awesome, bro. Like now that you mentioned, I probably want to watch it again right before season two. That they're already talking about season two, talking about zombies. Have you started watching Resident Evil, the
No,
series? The series.
actually, no, I haven't started watching it. I After like reading a couple articles, I don't want to base my my desire to watch something on like what other people say. I just want to watch it.
Yeah, I'm the
But
same way.
I definitely do sense though that the show is giving me some like Halo show type vibes a little bit, where it's like I don't know.
Well,
Like I'll see
I
it.
started
I'll
watching
see it,
it,
but I'm not gonna. Okay.
and
How has it been? You
I'm
tell
in
me because
episode like
I
I'm in episode three, and I'll tell you this much: like
uh-huh.
this is the problem with it because he has the name Resident Evil on it. You are expecting Resident Evil content. If this show was named anything else, then the expectation of the show would change. If you call it Zombie Night or you know, I don't know, Zombie Eaters or anything else that it wasn't Resident Evil,
You wouldn't know it's a Resident Evil
you
show
wouldn't know
if
it's a
you
Resident
if
Evil.
you
I mean, it has a lot of zombies. It has, it has zombies concept. It's just that it throws you off from what we're because everybody thinks Resident Evil. The first thing they're gonna think about the video game, and that's what they want. They want a video game adaptation, and because we haven't really got that. I mean, the movie that came out what probably a couple months ago has more content of the video game than the show. But
but nothing that has been made into live action has really been the same thing as the like you're saying like the video games.
yeah,
So I guess my question to you is like you could spoil it for me if you want. My question to you is it good or can I hold off on waiting it? Like is it something that I need to see now
I don't think that
or
you need to
hey
see it
like just get
now.
to it when
Like,
I get to it?
I wouldn't say get to it when you get to it. I mean, it's not bad. You know what I'm saying? But like I said,
Okay.
because he has the name Resident Evil, and I went in there thinking, ooh, maybe it's gonna be, we're gonna see Claire, or we're gonna see, we thinking that we're gonna see these characters. Like I said, the movie that came out a couple months ago, Resident Evil, the movie, the remake of it, has more of a video game concept, and it was kind of stupid and silly, but it had more video game concept than this series. This series takes, the thing is that people don't see it, is like it takes years after. So it's like
Yeah.
2025. You know what I'm saying? So it's a different look at the Resident Evil. It has a zombie aspects. It has
Does
zombies and
it?
stuff in
I
there.
heard. I heard it jumps in between timelines. Does it? Does it do that?
Yes, it goes back and then it goes like it
To the
starts
future?
forward and then it goes back.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So she was thinking about
Interesting.
she was thinking about her sister and stuff. So it goes back in time and showed you
Okay.
how it all began. Her how her story began, because Raccoon City is already
Okay.
known. So Raccoon City did happen. So this is a story that takes you to a different people. It doesn't have the original people from the game. So that's pretty much why a lot of people are like, because I bet you, I
Right.
guarantee you that if it had a different name, people will see it differently. I guarantee
Okay. All right. Okay, that's enough to tell me that at some point I'll watch it.
it.
but another thing also related to zombies that I heard, the Last of Us. Everyone can't wait until that comes out, right, on HBO Max, right? I've heard that Pedro Pascal has, because he's been filming The Last of Us, everything that he's been doing for The Mandalorian on Disney Plus has all been just voice acting. So, do
So
you think that
the stunt double is pretty much doing it.
yeah,
That means that they're
yeah,
probably
yeah,
gonna
I was
keep
just
him.
gonna say,
It's okay. I mean, I know he did great as a Mandalorian for the last 2 seasons, but if it's gonna be a lot of action, that means that half the time it is gonna be the stunt double doing it. If you think about it, like a lot of the action scenes, unless it's not a major action scene, so that means that they're probably gonna have some good action scenes.
yeah.
Like fuck it, we already had the stunt double, might as well just break them to the limit of, can you actually jump off a freaking roof and land with your feet?
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
they, they they probably told the double like, all right, Pedro Pascal, he's gonna be doing The Last of Us, so you're gonna be doing this whole thing. Actually, when you think about it, Pedro Pascal, all you need is his voice to do the Mandalorian. And then when certain parts, when he took his helmet, when he took his helmet off or his helmet came off during the past seasons, all you need, that's the only time that you really need him to be on set.
Yeah.
Besides that, besides that, he can voice act the whole thing.
And if you think about it, I bet you there was a lot of time that he was probably voice acting many of the other stuff. Like I said, all the action scenes and stuff like that, guarantee that it wasn't him.
Oh, of course, of course. Except like for people like Tom Holland and also that kid that I told you about that was in Miss Marvel. He did some of the stunts in that show.
Yeah, I mean, but I bet you it wasn't like big stunts.
I'm not sure, man.
That's what
I'm not
you got to
sure.
think
We're
about. Like
not we're
when it
not
comes
all we're not we're not we're not all Tom Cruise. We're not all Tom Cruise who does everything, jump out of planes.
hanging
But
on
man, I
through
think
a door because you just wanted to make it look real, bro. How real would
man,
it
this
look
guy's
when you fall
crazy.
to your death? There goes the movie.
Fear nothing. Fear
There
nothing.
goes the movie.
But I think we're ready to jump into the news for this week. A lot of
Oh my
people
god!
have been excited. Yeah, a lot of people have been
Before
excited
we get
for
started, we are gonna hop in
yeah.
to the news. Let's hear some clap.
For me, or do you want like a clapping sound in the audio?
All right, that's what I'm talking about. We're getting some clapping up in here, bro.
Oh man, you're hilarious. Get some like imagine we actually had like people in the crowd and like how back then in the sitcoms they'd be like with the sign.
Oh, when you
That'd be
say
cool.
stupid joke,
But
like you'd be like, "What happened?" And then you hear this.
Oh
and it wasn't
man.
even funny. You'd be like, why are they laughing? Like it wasn't even funny.
Oh my god.
Sitcoms, you gotta love
But going back, we veered left a little bit, but now going back to San Diego Comic Con,
Ooh,
this week, this weekend,
that's the time.
it's
That's the con
pretty
I want to
much,
go
man.
to,
Yeah,
bro.
it's
That's the con. We like we said, we
man,
need to plan it
San
for
Diego Comic
next
Con.
year or the year before or after that. We need to plan one day to go and do a live the Comic Guys podcast at San Diego
That'll be
Comic
cool.
Con. I know we're going to New York Comic Con,
That'll be
guys,
so
but
cool.
poof. But let's get into it because this is just
But yeah, to real quick, San Diego Comic Con is a place though that does usually release updates about like movies and news rather than New York Comic Con not as much. I think I've noticed, but you're right about that. San Diego Comic Con this weekend,
oof.
very much anticipated from a lot of people. A lot of projects are going to be coming out and announced at San Diego Comic Con. There's This event has been rumored to have one of the mega panels that we've seen coming from DC, Marvel, Amazon Prime, and more. So I think we should just go into like what there is to expect because there's a lot.
There is a
There's a
lot.
lot.
There is
I
a
think
lot.
let's just start with Marvel. Let's just start with
All
Marvel.
right, let's
So
start with Marvel.
Marvel,
Marvel.
Marvel. Everyone loves it. And right now, everyone is kind of hating it, but we'll talk about that later. But Marvel, there has been an announcement that there are going to be some folks that are going to show up at San Diego Comic Con, and they'll be sharing some exclusive looks at X-Men 97,
Oof.
Marvel Zombies, What If season 2, and more. So this seems like there's going to be some folks that are coming to announce the animation side of Marvel and what the projects are going to be. I really loved what they did last year with all of the with all of they had with the animations, especially like What If.
Mm-hmm.
But I cannot wait. I cannot wait until X Men
Yeah, I
'97,
think the
bro.
most anticipated one for me in the animation part would be X-Men 97. Just because we grew up on X-Men, 90s X-Men, and having that da-na-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na-na coming back.
Uh,
And the greatest thing about this
how?
animation is it's continuing from X-Men 90. So whatever the last episode of X-Men 90 is
Yeah.
a continuing from that. So
How are you gonna feel, man? How are you gonna feel when you press play and you hear the theme song
man, I'm
again,
gonna
bro?
go back to when I was a kid, bro. It's just I'm gonna just transport me to when I used to come home from school and just sit down there with you and your brother and just watching X Men. I mean, I know you watched
Mm-hmm.
a little bit. Well, no, you were already old enough to watch it.
No, yeah. I was watching 97. I was watching X Men 90. Yep.
So I can't wait to actually see that. I mean, oh, is this gonna be a nostalgic feel for all of us, for all the fans, for all the new fans? I'm glad you guys are gonna experience this, but at the same time, it's like, bro, you don't understand. It's gonna break Disney Plus for the reason that all the kids that grew up with X Men, that's pretty much all the fans that you see talking about Marvel. We grew up watching X Men, so
People are so excited for this to come out, man. X Men 97. People are so excited for this to come out, and everyone has a right to because X Men in the '90s watching it was amazing.
amazing.
So I can't wait to see this universe be expanded, and I cannot wait until we see these characters because I have a theory that Marvel might actually make X Men '97 a live action at some point.
I hope not.
They already did with they already did with Professor X. Is that the
True,
Professor X that showed
true.
up in Multiverse of Madness? Was that X Men '97 Professor X?
Um, unless they say something in the X Men '97, they're Earth 938. I mean 838. then I will probably say maybe yes. Maybe is a different. Maybe it is a different Professor X from a different universe that is just like X-Men 90. It's hard to say because I don't know if they because at one point Kevin Feige did say that the only reason that he brought in Fantastic Four the actor was because it was a fan favorite, and that's why he put him in the movie. So maybe that's
Oh, John
yeah, John
Krasinski.
Krasinski.
Hmm.
So I could say that maybe that's why he brought in Patrick Stewart as the yellow car Professor X. When I'm saying the yellow car is because in the X-Men movies, Patrick Stewart
The
had
yellow
a
with the
wheelchair,
yellow.
and this one is he had the yellow hover. So could it have been that he did that for fan favorite as hey, I got for I could see that I do listen to you fans. Let me bring you in. These two characters that everybody loved, that everybody wants.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Patrick Stewart.
I don't know because he killed them off. But you don't need Patrick Stewart's voice to play the X Men
No, I think they're
'97
bringing back most of
animated
the cast.
character
Most of the cast of the '90s.
from the
Yes,
voices.
Wolverine, the actor that
What?
voices Wolverine.
Wolverine? They got
They got
that was one of my favorite
the
voices,
voice
bro,
of
in that
original
show.
Wolverine is coming back. So they're keeping a lot of the a lot, not a lot, but a lot
I
of the
can't wait until I can't wait to hear to oh man, it's gonna like you said, it's gonna bring me back and I can't wait.
yeah. And what if is gonna be is
Yeah.
another one that I'm excited for because just to see all the what ifs, like what if stories are freaking awesome.
I can
And
see what if pushing Marvel to whatever next phase they're going to go to, because when you think about it, what if is all about what if this happens, right? So now I think when you think about it, what if is really like almost one of the flagship shows that they're gonna have on the streaming service
yeah,
to lead Marvel into the next
hmm
phases. Because what if can introduce you to so many
bro,
things. Like
I would just
they're like, what if was so successful, bro, that they decided that they're gonna make a Marvel zombie show.
that is
Like,
freaking that is freaking amazing. Like it's just amazing that what if could open so many doors. And I was just thinking, you talking about that, I was just thinking, look at my hat. Imagine if what if doesn't how you introduce Deadpool into this into our MCU universe. You do a what if episode of Deadpool, and him at the end of the episode,
yeah,
he's like, it has to be. I mean, make it PG-13, but every time he curses, you hear the beeping, right? And then that's how because I know that the and we're gonna talk about it later. But imagine that introduction to Deadpool
that would
from
be.
What If, like what if Deadpool, and they do the what if story of Deadpool. You know that one big storyline, like what if Deadpool kills everybody in Marvel? You
Mhm.
know, if they did zombies and they killed everybody in zombies, they could do
That
that.
would that that would be funny. That would be hilarious. But on other news with Marvel, everyone is excited to see Kevin Feige appear at Comic Con. Lucky bastards, everyone at San Diego Comic
Yes.
Con. Um, is bastard still all right to say? I don't know if
I don't
that's
know,
but
but whatever, dude. Take it as you
yeah.
want, but Marvel fans are thinking about it. All the Marvel fans that could not go to Comic Con to San Diego Comic Con and see the H panel with Kevin Feige are gonna say
We're
are saying the
jealous.
same thing we are, and probably even worse. So you didn't say nothing bad, bro.
Yeah. Well, he is set to appear at the Comic Con and provide some details on some upcoming projects. Some of the movies, some of the shows, such as Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, She-Hulk, and Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. So those are some of the projects that are going to be dropping for the rest of the year, and for 2023. He might even announce some of those projects as well, such as Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Can't wait to see. Can't wait to see
Paul Rudd.
Kang the
Oh,
Conqueror.
I,
No,
did,
Paul Rudd. Yeah,
I think Paul Rudd is one of the best heroes we had in the last couple of years. So
Paul Rudd is hilarious, but I can't wait to see Jonathan Majors as Kang the
King of
Conqueror. So
Conquerors.
I can't wait. I can't wait until that movie comes out. Guardians of Galaxy 3 also in 2023, and the Marvels is also set to be announced at this Comic Con as well. So those are some of the projects that are going to be announced at this Comic Con. There was a report recently, though, that from Deadline that not everything's going to be announced. That they're going to hold back on some projects, such as Secret Invasion, Blade, Fantastic Four, Loki, season 2. Maybe we won't hear about in this upcoming Comic Con. Maybe they'll wait until D23 to announce
Yeah, and
those.
I think they always do. So any big announcements, they usually do it at D23. Of course, San Diego Comic Con always have San Diego Comic Con. They always do like the projects that are coming out soon. For instance, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, She-Hulk, Guardians of the Galaxy 3. That's usually a holiday special that's coming out by the end of the year. So they want to promote those projects, what's
What's coming?
coming in the new,
Yeah,
but D23 is all the way in September. So and they want to wait for the big news, because one of the big news we're waiting for is we want more news on the Secret Invasion. We want a big update on Blade. Like, come
hmm
on, you gave us a tease back in the Comic Con when you introduced Mr. Ali into and being Blade, and then you're gonna put like a little teaser of his voice in Eternals, and then that's it. You haven't gave us
we haven't heard
nothing.
nothing.
Like, you haven't given nothing. Fantastic Four is
But it's
another one.
okay, but it's a but it's okay, Kevin Feige. We know we all trust that this is all gonna work
Yeah,
out.
we trust in
We
Feige,
all
bro.
trust that this is all
Hashtag
gonna work
we
out.
trust in Feige.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hashtag we
Loki
trust in
season
Feige.
2. Of course, they're gonna wait for D23, because Loki is a big time, and I can't wait. I already seen some images and stuff on the new season 2 for Loki, and I just can't wait. I can't wait for Loki is one of the best shows, and I can't wait to actually see when they're
I
gonna
can't
bring us
wait.
one more, and if that's gonna hook, if
Those.
that's gonna go into everything that's going on now, because
Mm-hmm.
season 1 is introduced us to the
Mm-hmm.
multiverse, a full pledged multiverse. Loki season 1 introduced, so I wonder how is that gonna tie in, and that's that's
Mm-hmm.
the enthusiasm is to find out more on what's going on with this multiverse and how it's gonna all lead
Yeah.
into the future.
Hey,
So
m- I can't wait. I can't wait until Loki comes out because I love the first season. And yo, surprisingly, man, who knew that Loki was gonna be one of the characters that to be so beloved at when Marvel started doing the MCU phases 1, 2, 3, and who knew Loki was gonna be one of the most beloved characters? It's crazy.
and at one point, I know you guys are gonna go. Marvel's gonna go forward with a Thor 5. Just bring me one scene of Thor, of Loki meeting up.
Please,
Just I know that he's dead. Like the Loki, the Thor Loki
please.
is dead, the current one. But man, you gonna tell me that the past one cannot go and visit his brother one last time, just to say, "Hey, I'm sorry." Give him a hug and let it just. That one scene would probably break
I
records,
know.
man.
Just I know. Just please, just one of those. Please, just one of those scenes. I'm
That's
sorry,
okay.
Ginger. It's okay. It's okay. But one of the scenes that I would love to see is exactly that. I think Thor needs that closure. So I think we all want to see that closure with him.
Yes.
But I can't wait. I can't wait until those projects come out. It's okay. I'll wait until D23 to hear more about
Yeah.
those. But I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see this Black Panther Wakanda Forever trailer,
Oh,
bro. I cannot
most
wait to see this
anticipated
trailer.
trailer. I think the trailer is gonna break records just because because we all love Black Panther. And I'm more hyped because I want to see Neymar putting him to real life. Like I'm very excited to see Neymar coming into real life. Like
Hmm.
one of the most classic heroes in all of Marvel history, and they're gonna bring him to life. One of the original Marvel
And
characters.
well, I'm excited for this one because, especially after they updated the CGI on it, and I've heard that the Thing might appear in She-Hulk.
Yes, so that's gonna be not only that. I mean, they're bringing a whole bunch of. I bet you they're gonna have a whole bunch of cameos in there. I think She-Hulk is also gonna give us a look at. Cause I know they've been talking about World War Hulk. War, what is it? What a war with Hulk? The war.
Oh, yeah.
Damn it! I can't think of the name
Um,
right now. World War Hulk. Hulk. Jesus, I can't even say his name. Hulk.
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 I give me a second. I have to look this up. That project, but I think it isn't it called World War Hulk?
Yeah,
I thought it was
World
World
War.
War Hulk.
This is a tongue twister for me. World War Hulk. Is we there have been some news about it. It's going to be like a 4-part series, coming to Disney Plus because Hulk, we're gonna talk a little bit more later. But I think She Hulk is gonna go introduce that portion of it, maybe because I know that Bruce Banner is gonna be in the show, so it's cool. Actually, it's cool to
Mhm.
see Bruce Banner come back because we didn't really see what happened to him afterwards. Like we saw little cameos, like internals and stuff like that, but you know, Bruce Banner and Hulk, and then Professor
Yeah.
Hulk. So it'll be interesting to see what is going to lead into us, and if that's going to give us any clues to what
Hmm.
the future of She Hulk is going to be. I just can't wait because She Hulk is going to be one of the known street level known heroes. Plus, she's an attorney, so it's going to be weird. Like,
She's gonna she's gonna meet so many other heroes. I like there's supposedly so many cameos that are gonna happen in this show, like you were mentioning. Like Charlie Cox as Daredevil might show up. The Thing might show up. So we don't know what other hero she's gonna meet. Where is she supposed to
San
be at? Where
Francisco.
like World War She hosts
Yeah,
San
she's in San
Francisco.
Francisco.
So maybe we'll meet some heroes in San Francisco. So I don't know how likely she is going to meet Daredevil because everyone knows Daredevil is in Hell's Kitchen in New York, but we never know. We never know what can happen with this show.
Yeah.
The Guardians, the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 holiday special. What do
I
you
can't wait.
think?
We talked about it in a couple of episodes before. I can't wait because supposedly Mark Hamill's going to be Santa Claus and in the holiday special, and I'm just excited just for that. Like that's one of the biggest news for me. And plus, it's
I
done
think
by James
I
Gunn.
think that's a perfect I think that's a perfect casting of like a evil of the evil Santa Claus. Mark Hamill as Santa Claus, and with James Gunn as the director. Man, I
I
can't
can't
wait.
wait because he was doing. He it was the funny part that he was actually filming the holiday special while he was filming Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Tell me this man ain't talented when he's filming the show and then the movie. I like, all right, now let's go. So I think the show is gonna lead into the movie, maybe. He'll have a connection. Knowing James Gunn, he's gonna have a connection that's gonna go from the holiday special into the movie. So and that's just gonna be I just can't wait, man. Freaking Marvel knows what they're doing, man. I don't care what anybody says.
We'll talk about that in a bit
Yeah,
because you're I do you there. That's a big
that is a
topic
big
right now. We'll
topic.
talk about it.
Other than that,
But
now we're gonna skip into Marvel. We're gonna go into the WB. DC World, the DC Universe. We haven't really talked too much about DC Universe because we haven't really had a lot of news on the DC Universe. One of the biggest news that I just found out on DC Universe, apart from what's going on in San Diego Comic Con, is that Blue Beetle has finished rapping in Puerto Rico. So they probably did some parts in Puerto Rico. Um, I
Nice.
can't wait. Blue Beetle. That's one of the biggest parts of DC right now because since everybody saw the costume, we were all impressed. So now that we're all excited for that, let's see what DC is going to bring in Comic Con. And remember, Comic Con is such a big thing with the news that Warner Brothers they they're not ready to release a lot detailed. I know they're going to bring in The Rock to promote, of course, Black Adam because Black Adam is coming soon, and plus Super Pets come out next week. So and that's another
Hmm.
The Rock
Yeah.
project.
I think they're also. I also think Zach Levy's going to be there
So,
to
I
talk about
definitely, I
Shazam.
guarantee that Zachary Levi is gonna be at Comic Con. He is one of the biggest nerds, dude. He loves this stuff. He loves going to Comic Con, and plus with Shazam, also like, he wants to promote that movie. That's like, he loves it, bro. Like, I love Zachary Levi. I love it that he's an actor that is a nerd and that he loves this kind of stuff. And I always said it every time you have somebody that loves what they're doing, especially superhero movies, they're gonna give you the best performances they can because they love that character. So I can't
Yeah.
wait to. I mean,
I,
The Rock been working on Black Adam for what 13 years trying to get this project going.
13 years in the making, but they're saying that all this is going to change the hierarchy of power in DC. It's going to change everything. So I can't wait for DC to tell us more
Dwayne The Rock
because I
Johnson
think
is the
this
Kevin
next phase.
Feige of the new Kevin Feige of DC. Could you imagine that? He takes over.
All right. I do think though that DC, man, it's gonna be different than what we have seen in the past years. And yeah, it's gonna. I think I have pretty good confidence in DC
Yes,
moving forward.
especially with every Black Adam looks great. Shazam, I bet you they're gonna show more of a full trailer for Shazam that we haven't really. We got teasers of it. Um, Maybe they show us a couple more news on Blue Beetle. Just give us some couple hints of what you guys are working on because one of the biggest news, and I probably they're gonna come and add it. Is gonna be that supposedly Henry Cavill is gonna be at the Comic Con telling us that there's gonna be more Superman projects in the way. And I love Henry. I think Henry Cavill is he looks like the Superman. I just want him. I just want.
I think everyone
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I think everyone loved Henry Cavill as Superman. I loved it. I didn't like the dark side of this of
I
the
was just about
Superman,
to get into that.
but I do love Henry Cavill as Superman. I cannot wait for him to announce more about it. Everyone knows he's also one of those nerd actors,
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm saying. Like, I hope that maybe with the whole thing that's going on, with the whole multiverse thing that's going on in DC with the Flash or whatever, we don't know what's going on with that, but maybe it's gonna be a reboot of Superman with Henry Cavill, and bring us the Superman that we all know. Like, Superman doesn't need. I mean, I'm not saying that the woke aspect don't need to be coming, but dude, Superman right now with everything that's going on, this is the Superman that we need is the comic book animated Superman. That hopeful. We all need
you
that.
bring up
You
a
know,
good
we
point,
need
man.
that.
That
We
we
need
need
that
that.
one superhero
We
that
need
we're like,
that.
oh my god,
Hmm.
he's such a great guy. He saves people because he wants to save people, not because he has to. Because he's the hope and the heart of. That's the Superman that we want to see, not the one that will break somebody's neck. No, he would sacrifice himself. He'd rather sacrifice himself before killing somebody. You know what I mean? And
Not the one to break somebody's neck.
bro, remember he broke Zod's neck, bro. Like,
Yeah. Superman wouldn't do that.
no. So if they are gonna bring Henry Cavill, I hope they bring the Superman. Like I said, if you guys have never watched Superman and Lois from the WB from the CW, that is one of the best Supermans I have seen on TV since Smallville. Guaranteed, bro. At least for me. At least for me. But
I
oof.
agree. No, I agree. I can't wait. I can't wait. More from Warner Bros. I know. I don't think Warner Bros. Is part of HBO Max. It's part of HBO anymore. They're part of
Yeah.
Discovery now. But HBO, HBO, are they also going to have some announcements at Comic Con as well? The House of the Dragon is coming. I can't wait. I just saw the trailer today. Um, it looks amazing. It looks amazing,
Mm-hmm.
and they're gonna talk about more about it. I think some of the actors from the show are gonna appear on a panel there, and it's supposed to be about we're returning to Westeros 200 years before Game of Thrones.
Oof.
So I can't wait. I saw the trailer. I got excited
Oof.
for it.
And Game of Thrones, bro. That's one show that broke records. Everybody loved it. I loved it. I can't wait to actually see House of Dragons. I have not seen the new trailer. I'll see it later after this.
It looks good, man. It look it looks good. You gotta watch it. Like there's also something else that is also kind of
Mm-hmm.
mythical too. Amazon Prime is also gonna talk announcements at Comic Con, and they're gonna talk about the Lord of the Rings of Power show. It's a much anticipated show, especially with that trailer that dropped. It was not so long ago, and that one looked amazing,
Yes.
man. The elves, and they're saying that they're gonna do an exclusive early look at this Comic Con
Ooh.
ahead of the premiere, which is on September 2nd.
Ooh, bro. Lords of the Rings, when the movie came out, being such an old movie, man, the CGI was awesome on it. When you see it the first time, it was like, wow, the whole world of it was incredible.
Yeah, how old is the movie now?
Um, Probably 10 years or
It's
more.
got to be like, yeah, it's no more than that, man. It's got to be like 20 years, like almost. I think the movie came. Yeah, it's been 20 years since the
20
first one
years,
came out,
and the CGI
2001.
was awesome back then. I mean, if you see it now, you're gonna be like, "Wait a minute!" But when the first time that you seen it, I remember the first time I seen it, I was just so, I was just like, "Wow!" Like this is an incredible, incredible movie. Frodo introduced to all this whole world of elves. Like, come on, man, that's a nerd fantasy right there, and it came to life. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Yeah,
it came to
yeah.
life, and we were all like, ah,
I'll say this about all this stuff because all these streaming services are competing against each other, and none of them. They all are throwing big punches. Like there are a lot of good shows coming out on all of these platforms, man. And I can't wait. I
yeah.
can't wait to
And I
see what
like
they
how
all have.
every
What they all have
every
coming for
streaming
us.
services has a different dynamic. You know what I'm saying? Like HBO and Amazon.
Everyone wants to have their
Yeah, like
niche.
Amazon, like Amazon right now is killing it with The Boys. You know, I heard very good things about the Terminal List with Chris Pratt that I actually want to see. I've been and they killed it. They killed it. They've been killing Amazon with original shows. They have been killing it, and then they're gonna bring out Lords of the Rings as that's a big step. And then HBO was like,
That franchise.
and then HBO was like, oh yeah, let me bring you House of Dragons for y'all motherfuckers that love Game of Thrones. You know what I'm saying? And then boom, here we go. House of Dragons is gonna bring us back to Game of Thrones, and it's gonna give us that. I like I said when last time we talked about it. I just hope they keep the same dynamic that Game of Thrones had. The whole, I don't. This episode kind of bothered me because You know what I'm saying? Like I want to have that. I want to have that feeling of what the fuck kind of moment when you see the show. It's
Yeah,
like, oh, wait a minute.
yeah. All these shows coming out, a lot to look forward to. Um, yeah, it's a lot to look forward to, man. A lot to look forward
Yes.
to this Comic Con. There were some leaks though that have come out recently too, such as Deadpool 3 being rated R, which woohoo, we love it because
Yes.
holy crap, we were
We were
wondering if it was
worried.
going to be rated R because of this part. We were worried, yeah, but now that that hopefully it's going to be true, it's going to be rated R. We're going to get the same
Yeah.
Deadpool that
Well,
we've
the
seen.
writers
And
have said that Disney has been very lenient with them and have not really like said no to anything that they have. You know, they have brung them like no, we don't want to give you that, and they gave them that, go ahead and make it rated R. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
that's
no,
pretty cool to like, hey, you know what I'm saying? That's awesome.
I think Disney could pull off every any any rating. You know, they can do PG, they can do G, PG, they can do PG
But they never
13.
did a rated
Yeah, I
R. They
definitely
have
think they
never
can do.
done a rated R. So now they're like, hey, it's like I just imagine Ryan Reynolds probably went into this like, look, motherfuckers, this movie needs to be rated R. Like,
Do you think there's gonna be a Mickey Mouse or a Disney joke in there in the Deadpool 3
dude,
movie?
he did it on Deadpool. Like Deadpool 1 and 2, he stabbed at everybody. Remember when he got stabbed? It's like, why are you so dark? Are you DC? Are you from DC? Like he even told Cable, he was like, shut up, Thanos. Like at one part, so him throwing stabs at Disney,
Oh
I
man.
just it's gonna happen.
It's gonna, yeah. I can't wait to see what's gonna happen with Deadpool 3. But I think we're gonna take a
Wait
break
before we
before
take
we
the
go
break.
into the main time.
Did you not read one of the biggest leaks, and hopefully we take this with a grain of salt, guys, but it could be that we're getting Juan Carlos Esposito as Professor X.
Oh, you mentioned this
No,
last
no,
time,
I said that I wanted him to be Magneto. It has been rumored that he's cast as
but
Professor X, and Glenn Powell.
it's a room.
Yeah, it's a big rumor, but
It's
everybody's
a
talking about it. They might introduce it in San Diego Comic Con, and this has been, I think, it's been confirmed. I don't know if you've seen Top Gun Maverick,